Okay, so going viral and the right way to do comedy. For the record, there is absolutely no right way to do comedy. There is no correct way. If anyone ever tells you you should be doing this, they're wrong, okay? Just assume they're incorrect because nobody is in your brain, okay? How people create comedy in the 60s is not how they create comedy now. What was the difference? People took fucking risks, okay? That's the difference. And how do they take risks? By not doing what everyone else was doing before. There's a couple of books I'd love to suggest for you to read. The first is by John Cleese. It's the Little Book of Creativity. And it is one of the best little books. You'd read it in 2 hours, and it essentially explains that when somebody creates something new, everybody gets behind that something new that works, it's amazing. And then after a short period, that thing becomes the norm and everyone gets bored of it. And what's so interesting about this John Cleese book is he essentially explains that as a creative person, you are destined, even if you're the most successful person in the world, to become redundant by creating stuff that you have made before. You need to constantly be breaking rules, breaking things, breaking the boundaries, breaking stuff so that you're able to create something no one's ever seen before. And only in that can you create something that people will truly, truly love. So there's absolutely no right way of shooting comedy. You can shoot in a tin can. Really interestingly, it's way better to oftentimes shoot on one of these guys these days. People seem to enjoy that more. It seems less forced, which I think is really interesting. Don't worry about going viral. The most important thing people can do is getting someone to laugh, okay? If you're focused on getting shares and engagement, you're a marketeer. You're working in marketing. You're not a comedian. Your most important thing is to find something that's ironic and make people laugh. If you find it funny, the world will find it funny, the world will want to watch it, the world will think you're funny because you found it funny. People want to see the soul of someone presenting themselves. That's what comedy is all about. It's about presenting who you are. It doesn't matter if you don't have the confidence in yourself, but if you kind of go, yeah, I actually find this really entertaining, this style, I enjoy this style, I enjoy the way they do this, that's the most important thing. Because when you create something, you're going to make something that's really genuine and authentically yourself. And when you create something genuine, people will row in behind you. Some people will absolutely hate you. Like our audience, it's about 75% men, 25% women. So oftentimes I find a lot of the women in my life don't particularly watch the show. But a lot of the lads that are in my life go, oh, that was great, that was cool, I like that one. It's funny that because you find that people oftentimes take everybody's opinion into account. Whereas maybe it's this tiny other portion of the audience that actually likes what you make, and they're the people you should be focusing on. So go really specific with what you're doing, because going broad and going viral doesn't always work. Don't fall into the trap of making something that you think people might like. Create something that you like. And then from there, you'll honestly be in a way better position to make something good. So there's actually something I wanted to show you, right? It's how to write for late night comedy. And it's really interesting because essentially what it's doing here is highlighting the different types of comedy that exist. So there's different types of comedy are surprise, incongruity, feeling of superiority, recognition, embarrassment, coincidence, release of tension, and permission to misbehave. They're kind of 8 core aspects of comedy that a lot of people don't ever really think about, but there's actually quite a lot of mathematical calculations in comedy. These rules aren't really rules, but they're more so an understanding of what makes people laugh and what are the types of things that can make people laugh. So yeah, just to wrap up there. So going viral and the right way to do comedy. Don't worry about going viral, worry about creating something that makes people laugh. And there is no right way to do comedy. Do it whatever way feels right to you. Whatever way you have in your head, whatever things you want to say, get them out there. Just start producing.